Pectus Excavatum teachings, having Pectus Excavatum, a cheeky chest hole, it's actually a superpower. And this week's letter, ELD 44, we're just going to run through a couple reasons why having Pectus Excavatum is actually a superpower. Thank you guys for tuning in. Another ELD letter, another week down. Fun fact, yesterday I started my car and turned it on super briefly, moved it forward just so I could clean all the mats and stuff in the concrete driveway. Anyway, today I went to turn my car on and it didn't turn over. Thank God it actually turned on, and it was because some fuel had gone into the engine, not where it was meant to go because of the cold start and then quickly turning it off. And luckily I was able to burn that petrol off and the car started, so I thought I was in for a big old bill, but I'm not, and I'm stoked about that. Anyway, ELD letter 44. How's this quote? I'm going to throw it on screen. A person is limited only by the thoughts that he chooses. I'm going to read that again. A person is limited only by the thoughts that he chooses. This is from a book called A Man Thinketh by James Allen. And let's run through some reasons why having Pectus is either a superpower or a curse. So, number one, comparison and desire to look like others when you already have you. What do I mean by that? For the longest time, I admired bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chris Bumstead, I'm sure you guys watch him, Steve Cook, he was OG bodybuilder back in the day, and the list goes on, endlessly watching their YouTube content and just consuming the shit that they were doing because I wanted to look like them so bad. And little did I know that deep down, the only true path to satisfaction was bringing the best version of me forward, my physique in the context of bodybuilding. And I was constantly looking at people that had normal physiques, no pectus, and I was like, fuck, man, I guess I'll never look like that because I got a hole in my chest. I'll never look like that. But those were the people that I was comparing myself against heavily. And the truth is, it's not all about being like them. Again, it's about being the best version of myself, or in your case, yourself. That's the only true worthwhile pursuit when it comes to the context of bodybuilding. When it comes to bodybuilding, Pectus, number two. So Pectus is actually a superpower. Actually, before we move on to number two, that's it. The only worthwhile pursuit in bodybuilding is improving your physique. But if you're constantly comparing yourselves to others, then it's dangerous. It can either be motivation and good as a tool, or it can make you be like, fuck, I have a hole in my chest. God damn, I'll never look like them. But I'm going to keep watching their stuff. So it can be dangerous and it can be a double-edged sword, but just navigating through, are you looking up to people as motivation, or are you looking up to them as idolization? Because those are the two very different things. All right, reason number two, Pectus is actually a superpower. What? Believe it or not, Pectus Excavatum, a hole in your chest, is a superpower. Hear me out. What if there was a tool, a thing that forced us to look at ourselves and accept ourselves for who we are, truthfully? What if there was a tool? Having Pectus provides that exact tool. It provides an opportunity to radically accept ourselves, and I guess it also provides the opportunity to radically reject ourselves because there's something wrong with us. But we have the opportunity to choose the light side or the dark side, just like the Jedis do in Star Wars. How fucking cool is that? We either step into self-acceptance and being who we are truthfully and being okay with that, all the shit that comes with being you, including Pectus, or we reject it heavily and we're always unsatisfied and unsettled and feeling icky in our skin. And that's not fun. Each day we have the opportunity to forge our thoughts in the direction of self-acceptance, acting from this place to bring forward a more fulfilling life where what you want and what you look like doesn't stop you from how good life is. Fuck, let me read that last part again. I fucked a couple words up, but it's so good. Acting from this place to bring forward a more fulfilling life where what you look like doesn't stop you from seeing how fucking good life is. bam. Having Pectus doesn't have to stop you from being happy. It doesn't have to stop you from getting girls or boys or relationships or whatever. Like, it doesn't need to limit your life. It doesn't need to stop you from doing things. And yeah, it's just, if you're watching this and you have Pectus, then it's like, it feels like such a big issue, but it's really not. And deep self-love and acceptance is the way to get through that, to become comfortable in your own skin and happy with who you are. If we look at the facts of having Pectus, that it is simply a chest deformity that we did not choose, but we didn't fucking choose to be here either. But here we are. How lucky are we to even be here? Let alone with Pectus, the opportunity to have a superpower, to gain self-acceptance. It's like a forceful self-acceptance. It's a superpower. Assuming your health is all good, it predominantly impacts us due to how we look. More often than not, it's because of the shit that other people say. Why do we give our happiness to some randoms who say some random shit? Honestly, why do we give... Why do we give our happiness away to other people? We all do it. We all give our happiness because someone said this person said that. Like, fucking... God, I get it all the time with what I'm doing. I hear so many people just say shit about what I'm up to, and, you know, fuck them. We choose how we feel. We decide if other people's comments impact us. Know how I know this? Well, because I used to have people say this all the time about my chest, and I'm sure you can relate. People, especially at primary school, intermediate, high school, people always pointed out the chest. But people still say stuff now. But the only difference is I'm deeply happy inside, so it just bounces off me. But that's because I'm accepting of who I am. I love who I am. I enjoy having Pectus. Enjoy is the wrong word, but I'm happy with how I am, my configuration. I don't want to get rid of it. And so when anybody insults me about it, rather than me taking that personally and reflecting my own insecurity about Pectus back on them by getting defensive, it just bounces off me because I have a hole in my chest and I'm fucking cool with that. So yeah, at the end of the day, the opening quote of this video, of this letter, ELD 44, is the quote, "A person is limited only by the thoughts that he chooses." One more time, let it sink in, come on now. A person is limited only by the thoughts that he chooses. So what do you choose? Much love. ELD 44. Hope you guys have an amazing week. I hope that you manage to find love and acceptance for yourself. I hope that you fill yourself with motivation and passion for the things that you're doing with your life. We're here one time as far as we know it. Let's get every last drop from life. That's what ELD is all about. And fuck other people's opinion. Find what you love and go hard. Alright guys, until next week, appreciate you. Much love. Swag.